Welcome to another night in the NBA. This is your 10-minute recap of the last night of NBA hoops. There are a bunch of different games, 13 games on the schedule tonight, but the main thing I want to talk about, the main topic of the night, is the Raptors blowing out the Milwaukee Bucks. 130 to 111, 19-point victory. The Raptors owned this game from the start. This thing was all Raptors. You thought maybe the Bucks might get back into it, but they do not. This is all Raptors from the get-go, and the Raptors look good. They look like a good team right now. They did lose to the Trailblazers in the game before this, which is, not the best, but they beat the Bucks handily in this game. They kind of shut down Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves in their opener, and they only lost to the Bulls by a game winner. So basically they are one shot away from 3-2, and the Raptors look good. I think they're legitimately a great defensive team, and they're looking much improved as the season has gone along offensively, because the early problems with this team were offensive issues. We saw it in that game against the Bulls. There was a long stretch where they had like 20 points in the first half in that game. It was pretty bad. Like deep into the second quarter, they had like 20 points. They turn it around, take that game to overtime. They end up losing. Oh well. But they handle the Bucks in this game, and I kind of called this. I'll take a win here. I said that the Raptors were going to shock the NBA this season in my preview video for them, and I said it was going to be a breakout year for Scottie Barnes. Both of those things look true so far this season. Scottie Barnes, 21 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists in this game, is averaging close to those numbers for the year. This isn't going to be updated, but through their first 4 games before this game, Scottie was averaging 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists, while shooting 52% from the field. It is a legitimate breakout year from Scottie, and he just kind of owned Giannis, who is kind of consensusly viewed as a top 2 player in the world, and Scottie shut him down. Also shot 4 of 6 from 3 tonight. Great shooting night from Scottie Barnes, but this wasn't just the Scottie show. This is a great team effort from a bunch of different guys on the Raptors. Every single starter was a plus 14 or better. Pascal Siakam finishes with 26 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds. Great Pascal game as well, and he's a plus 22. Dennis Schroder, 24 points, 11 assists, and 4 rebounds. Both of those guys shot 9 of 13 from the field, were both genuinely great. I could have put either in the thumbnail. I think I ended up going with Scottie and Dennis because I felt like they were the duo this game, but Pascal also great. Really a top 3 guys for the Raptors in this game. 16 points from OG Anunoby, shoots 100% from the field, 7 of 7 from OG for 16, 14 points from Jakob Poeltl, 7 of 10 from the field to go with 11 rebounds. They get 8 points off the bench from Gary Trent Jr., and as a team they shoot 56% from the field, 40% from 3 basically, and 93% from the free throw line. Just about as efficient as you can get for a team offensively, and they were just dominant offensively in this game. And they hold the Bucks to 46%, and every single player in the Bucks starting lineup was a minus 10 or worse, and 3 of them were minus 20 or worse. Just a bad offensive game from the Bucks, and that's thanks to a very good Raptors defense. They shut them down legitimately, and again, the Scottie Barnes breakout year continues. He's been great. If you can get consistent production like this from Scottie, Dennis, and Pascal, this team is going to be great. I said in my preview video for the Raptors, if everything came together, I think they could be a top 4 team in the East and have home court advantage. I think their ceiling is legitimately that high because of how high Scottie's upside is on top of the other guys that they have. I really like Coach Darko and what he's doing with this team. They look much different offensively. It looks like a better energy, and everything is just more positive around the team. They look like they're having fun out there, and the guys are playing well, so that's really all you can ask for. Known as a developmental guy as well, I think Scottie and even OG and Dennis as well. All these guys are going to continue to get better as the season goes on, and that's thanks to Coach Darko. Giannis only has 16 points in this game, 5 of 11 from the field, but 1 of 5 when guarded by Scottie Barnes. They're led in scoring by Malik Beasley with 20 points. He had a good game, but 15 from Dame has continued some early struggles into his Bucks career. 6 points from Brook Lopez on 1 of 8 shooting. Just the starters were not good for this Bucks team, team, and the field goal percentage, if you just take it from the starters, feels like it would be much worse than the 46% that they finished with. But just not a great game from the Bucks, and the Raptors shut them down with an elite defense. The Raptors are going to be a good defensive team, and that's going to be a theme throughout the year. A ton of people were doubting this Raptors team. Before the year, a bunch of people predicted that they wouldn't even make the play-in, that they would miss the play-in altogether, which looks ridiculous right now. And the Raptors look like a great team, handle the Bucks, and the Bucks look really bad. I mean, they get blown out by this Raptors team. They get blown out by the Hawks. They barely beat the Sixers without James Harden, in the first iteration of the newer Sixers without him. And it hasn't looked good for Milwaukee, and the Raptors take advantage and just manhandle them. I thought about making the Celtics the main topic of today because they won by 51, but I think this Raptors team, their resilience, their defense deserve to be talked about, as well as the breakout year from Scottie, which has been ridiculous. But now let's shoot around to different action around the NBA, look at all the stuff that went on in this night of 13 NBA games, and just check out what happened around the league. So in other action from around the NBA, 12 other games, 13 games on the schedule in total. But let's look at first the Celtics versus the Pacers, because this is a blowout. The Celtics beat the Pacers 155-104, 51-point demolishing of the Pacers. Yes, Tyrese Halliburton didn't play, but I wouldn't say that's really an excuse to lose by 51 points when basically everyone else played for you except for Tyrese Halliburton. The Celtics led by Jason Tatum, 30 points and 12 rebounds in basically just 3 quarters. He doesn't play the fourth at all. Let's move to the Trailblazers game. We can talk about that. The Pistons lose to the Trailblazers 101-110 behind 29 points and 7 rebounds from Shaedon Sharpe. The Pistons get 30 from Cade, but it doesn't end up being enough. The Hawks continue their win streak. I believe it's 3 in a row. Take down the Wizards 130-121 behind 24 points and 8 assists from DeJounte Murray, who has looked like their best player to start the season. The Wizards get 25 from Kuz. The Nets come back. They storm back to beat the Heat 109-105, led by 2 guys in their first game. Trendon Watford playing a lot of point guard for the Nets in this game, and then Armani Brooks hits a bunch of threes off the bench, and the Nets win this game. 21 points from Bam, pretty solid game from Hero as well. But the Nets take it thanks to the bench unit. Cam Thomas, I believe, has 13, but not enough from what we've seen early in the season from him. But despite a bad Cam game, they win. The Cavs beat the Knicks 95-89, get revenge for the night before. 30 points from Donovan Mitchell. The Thunder blow a 22-point lead to the New Orleans Pelicans, lose 106-110. CJ McCollum has 29 points and 11 rebounds. Chet Holmgren with 19 and 11, but the Thunder collapse in that game. The Rockets take down the Hornets 128-119, led by 22 points from Fred VanVleet, but they also get 20 from Dillon Brooks, who was really good in this game. 17 points and 7 rebounds from Gordon Hayward. The Nuggets lose their first game of the season 110-89 to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Despite 25 points and 10 rebounds from Jokic, it just wasn't enough to make up for 24 from Edwards, 21 from Towns, and 17 from Mike Conley, 16 from Naz Reid off the bench, who continues a very good start to his season so far. The Mavericks take down the Bulls to move to 4-0, 114-105, 25 points from Grant Williams, but 21 points and 20 rebounds, rare 2020 game from Nikola Vucevic, but the Bulls lose, fall to 2-3, and the Mavs stay undefeated. The Grizzlies lose to the Jazz by 20 plus to go to 0-5. The Grizzlies are now 0-5 on the season without Ja Morant and Steven Adams. Colin Sexton with 21 points. Markkanen has a similar number to that, 19 and 8 from Jaren Jackson Jr. Then we have 2 games that are still going on. The Clippers are beating the Lakers 61-48 at halftime, and the Warriors are down by 7 to the Kings early in the third quarter. Without De'Aaron Fox, I believe, believe. I don't think Fox is playing because of the ankle. Yeah, Fox is out, but the Kings are still beating the Warriors to this point, and the Warriors have all their guys, but we'll see if the Warriors make a comeback there. They definitely could, but let's do it as we always do. The last segment of the night, we're going to move into the top 5 players at this time, according to the Real Sports app. There's a couple games still going on, so some other players could move into the top 5, but for right now, let's look at the top 5 players from the night according to Real. At number 1, we have Donovan Mitchell, who had 30 points, 6 rebounds, and made 6 threes in their win over the Knicks. 24 points and 11 assists from Dennis Schroder gets the number 2 spot. 24 points and 8 assists for DeJounte Murray, who lines in at number 3. Jason Tatum with 30 points and 12 assists in 3 quarters comes in at 4. And then Pascal Siakam rounds out the top 5 with 26 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds. But that's going to do it for this night in the NBA, another night in the NBA. But think about subscribing. I'm on the road to 12,000 subscribers. But that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.